Echoes of the legendary fight between Sean Day9 Plot and Nick Tasteless Plot. Brother pitted against brother in a battle of the fates. We have on this map Oceanborn LE spawning in the top left. The Minute Maid yellow Terran player. We have MagicPants, aka Pizza Pizza, aka Seth. His brother spawning in the bottom right, ccboice, the green Zerg player. Talking some trash, brother to brother. Self-own, right there by MagicPants. I don't know if that was in reference to his skills as a StarCraft player or the size of his genitals, but I do think that either way, this is going to be an amazing matchup right here. As we get settled into Oceanborn, I don't recognize this map, and I don't know if that's just because I haven't been paying attention or if this is a new map in this map pool. I am leaning towards maybe I just haven't seen it for one reason or another. But I like the little fish on the outside of the map. I think that's a cool little detail. And it does make me excited because this is one of the underwater maps that when people die, they float upwards like this whole thing is happening at the bottom of the sea. And that's dope. I just clicked a button and it made everything disappear, but it's back. Scared myself there for a second. MagicPants. 2 barracks, 2 refineries, 2 supply depots. He's got something cooking. Very excited. A Marauder coming out first, coming out strong. As the secondary base for our Zerg player is now up and running. He's getting 6 gas workers. Just kidding, 5. As the Overlord slowly makes his way and reaches the Terran ramp just as a Marine pops out. Do they see each other, I wonder? Barely. It's a standoff. And so far, just a peaceful one. But at any time, it could turn violent. Does look like back at home, ccboice is just building up some drones, building up some second base. MagicPants has his 2 barracks that are just pumping out some Terran bio units. Pretty standard 1 base Terran strategy here. Is gearing up possibly for some bio-based upgrades. Stim pack is on its way, and we do see a reactor coming down on the secondary barracks as soon as he had the money for it. This Overlord won the staring contest with this Marine and decided to head back to town. He's thinking he's lucky stars. He stared death in the face, and only the void stared back. And he's going to go lie down. That's been a lot for him. He's just going to sit on top of this pillar and probably stay there the whole game. And I hope that he does, because that is the best thing that could happen for this guy. Anything else would probably end in his death. We are seeing... Oh, just kidding. Just a quick scouting. He's not going to move all the way across the map, but he is going to set up a forward position. As we see the Zerg armies begins to grow, we have a Roach Zergling, fairly standard early game Zerg compilation. We have some extractors that have not yet been filled. It looks like the more important thing for now for Zerg is that mineral stuff This is a very gas-light army. The only thing that he's really going to need gas for in the next few minutes is upgrades, continuing to make. He's going to make that layer, which will allow him to make those higher tech units, those flying units, those spellcasters. But for now, he's just building up economy. Now he does look like he's starting to gather that gas, but the third base was more important. Does look like Terran's second base is going down, just about ready to finish. Tanks are in production, Marauders are in production, Marines are in production. +1 armor is on its way, and +1 weapons is already there, as well as stim. This is a pretty good looking Terran army now that this tank is coming out. This could do some real damage against an encroaching Zerg force. Excited to see. We do see tucked up in the top right, very reminiscent of the first game of King What, when he sent his little Zergling run by. Not quite as many Zerglings in this one, but we do see a large force of Roach Ravager also making his way to the edge of this creep. Just hanging out, just being an early welcome party in case any rogue Terrans do decide to make their way across towards the Zerg side of the map. These Zerglings are here. They do confirm that Terran has not taken this third base location just yet. But what Zerg doesn't see yet, or maybe they do with these overlords, they do see that the Terran army is marching its way across, and that does look quite scary. Those tanks are going to easily defend from that small run by. But like I was saying, these Ravagers, if you're able to land some good hits on this Terran bio army, there's just nothing that they can do. And it does look like Zerg is thinking about pressing this advantage. This is a large army. These are a good amount of tanks, but slightly softened up by that first Zergling push. It does look like he's going to try and set himself up, the Zerg player, in a position to maybe make a move. Or, also a possibility, just do a contain. Just make sure that Terran can't push out of this. This is a hugely well-defended position. MagicPants, I would not expect Zerg to break this very easily. They'd have to throw a lot at it. But what Zerg can do is just say, all right, I'll let you have what that is, but you can't come any further. You can't take this one. I won't let you take this one. If he just parks right here and can be reactive, Zerg can just take the rest of the map. And Terran's really well defended here, but they won't really have a whole lot of money to be able to build anything more and push out if Zerg does decide to stay here. Could also be just Zerg packs up and go home. Because there's there's no need yet for the Zerg player to push into the Terran defenses. Zerg is up one base, which is for the most part where they want to be. They know that they can't trade perfectly well against these sieged up tanks, at least not with this current like mid-game level army. They would probably need to invest in some Vipers to yank those tanks back into the juicy center of the army, or some Broodlords, ideally, to just rain fire from way further down. That's another great answer to this entrenched Terran position. But one of the best answers really is just what Zerg is doing, is just saying, hey, if you're committing to staying where you are, I'm just going to take the rest of the map and just turn it all purple. Like, it's just going to be creep highway. Lurkers. That is so many lurkers. Oh my gosh. Yeah, Zerg is basically saying, oh, you think your tanks can hold positions? Try me. And this is a great map for it too. Actually, looking at just how many little choke points there are between the Terran and the Zerg main bases. These are some wide, they're pretty wide staircases. These rocks make pretty thin ones, but when we're talking about now well into the mid game, these are big enough armies that like these choke points. This is like prime lurker territory right here. Especially just like right where this creep is, if he just burrows all the lurkers, there's no angle in which Terran would be able to contest this. Does look like the third base is going down just as the Zerg is getting set up into position. Lurker's a little far back. He's going to try and bait the Terran bio into this. One lurker does go down. Lurker's not yet burrowing. There we go. Tearing the bio apart.
Don't follow into that. Oh.
He followed into it, and it's just too late. Vikings and Banshees, I like that. That's a good addition, but there are just a few too many Hydralisks left over. I love that. I love. What am I trying to say? Amazing damage by those lurkers on that Bioforce. But I'm wondering what the answer is going to be to the tanks, right? Because we can kill the Terran Bio all day, and we can go back and forth over this territory. But I'm wondering what Zerg's answer is for breaking this tank line up at the front of the secondary expansion of the natural. But we do see some, excuse me, another Zergling run by, getting set up. Terran is moving out across the map a little bit, moving onto this creep ever so slightly, just getting the lay of the land. And it does look like they're going to pull back. Being a Bioforce on creep has got to be the most terrifying job of anybody in the Kapurlu sector. Just knowing that the Zerg sees exactly where you are and can get to you even faster than they normally could, that's never a good sign. Zerg is super committing even more to these lurkers, and after that first showing, I don't blame him. That was disgusting how fast those Bioforces just got shredded. Does look like Terran is officially set up in this third base location. Meanwhile, I think we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bases down for the Zerg. Not all of those are mining. Main's pretty. MagicPants asking, please stop laying creep. Does look like finally gets a Raven out and is able to take some of that, reclaim some of that land. But man, these lurkers are just lying in wait. Some of those Marines are getting dangerously close to that. Yep. Oh, you do not want to engage up that ramp. Oh dear. All of the bio is gone.
Oh no.
And those air units just, that's a lot of Hydras. Hydralisks, glass cannon units, but man, do they do a lot of damage. Especially, wow.
They're so fast.
They just
I did not
melt.
realize Hydras are this fast.
Yeah, that is amazing.
I remember back in the day.
Lurkers getting set up. See, this is what I'm interested to see. How do you break this tank line as a Hydra Lurker composition? I don't know if there's a great answer, but this late into the game, these mineral patches are starting to dry up for our Terran player. And you might not ever have to fight these tanks. That's one thing about StarCraft is it's a finite resource game. And if you are able to control where your enemy is able to get their money from, eventually you're just going to starve them out. It's it might not feel as good as like getting those sick lurker kills, but you know what feels really bad is walking an entire army into 7 sieged tanks. So
You know, it also feels bad losing those 400 minerals.
oh, you gotta hate it. You hate to see it. These are some brave bioforces right here. Yikes. Ah, here we are. Here's our savior. Here he is. Except he did not charge up the energy.
Yeah.
So, in about 30 seconds, we might be able to see... He's going to get some sick scouting out, to be fair.
I think he's realizing Consume cannot target enemy structures.
Yep. And that's fair.
No,
Immediately, the missile turrets.
Reaction.
Yep. Create the missile turret underneath the Viper.
That is some range on that lurker attacking that.
That is, holy cow. Yeah, these guys are basically tanks. Oh, wait. What happened? Oh, they're just getting...
They charged below the tanks.
Yeah. All right. Here they are. The Vipers now do have enough energy to pull these back. These Vikings are getting baited too far in and are going to get taken out by these Hydralisks. And now it's just a game of leapfrog as the tanks are one by one.
This will work eventually.
This will work eventually. You might need a few more of these Vipers.
Tanks aren't cheap.
It's true. They are not. And Terran is officially out of minerals in the main base and down to 4 patches in the natural expansion as Zerg just has full control of this map. Zerglings running hither and thither, just making sure that it truly is only this base. Skirting dangerously close. This tank did rotate. I think he just saw the tip of one of these Zerglings. Is he going to get a cheeky little shot off? Wow, these... It's perfectly... just perfectly on the edge of this siege tank's range. I cannot believe it. MagicPants is still in this fight, though. This is so many. Oh, this is a good angle. Okay.
What?
Getting this... Oh!
Zergling's revenge.
Zergling's revenge, but they are being pulled straight into the range of these 2 siege tanks on the edge of this this terrifying wall.
Oh.
Banelings. An interesting and very satisfying answer. If any of them will be able to. I think it's just too many.
Not with that
especially with that speed.
Absolutely not.
Oh.
No.
That reminds me, there's like a lore, it was like an article, or not an article, like a lore story when StarCraft 2 first came out about the Baneling, and it was basically like how they forced the evolution of it. And it was basically that they just like kept making Banelings and just throwing them at siege tanks until the siege tanks ran out of bullets, and then they'd find some more, and they just kept perfecting their recipe. So I'm imagining that Carson is like Abathur right now, the spinner of Zerg DNA, just perfecting his mutations, just trying to get the perfect Zerg unit. Because it really does feel like he's just playing with the Terran right now. That being said, Zerg has officially moved off of the Terran side of the map. Creep has stopped at the center. It hasn't been rebuilt out towards the Terran base since the initial Raven went out to take it out. Some long distance mining. We'd love to see it. And the command center is going down. I'm curious. On the Zerg side, we do see a bunch of these Vipers. But what is the plan? Oh, that's the plan. The Nidus Worm.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Yeah, this is not good. This wall of siege tanks will not do much when the entire Zerg army teleports to the back of your base and guts you from within. What is the siege tank reaction? Do they hold the line? Do they come back and try to regroup? all of the infrastructure up top does look like it is going to go down. But to be fair, all of the economy here now is basically right where the siege tanks are.
All the supply is gone, though. He doesn't
It's
have
true.
enough minerals to build depots.
Oh, I didn't even think about that. He is mining from this base, but you put 2 lurkers up top, and that shuts down this one as well. He's moving his army up through that choke point. He's got to siege these tanks. I think it's just too late. That's too many lurkers, too many hydralisks, too much in his base already. And MagicPants does not make it. ccboice takes game number 1. Spawning in at the top right. Oh, that's really nice. That's really considerate. Spawning in at the top right in the, once again, lemonade yellow MagicPants, aka Pizza, aka ccboice. We have our yellow Terran up here. Wait, I already said that. Spawning in at the bottom left in the green Zerg pieces, we have ccboice, who was chose to be random this time, but spawned in as Zerg regardless, and was courteous enough to say so over chat. However, when you're playing it against a random and they immediately say, hey, I got X, do you ever truly believe them until you scout it out? Because, you know, there's $10 on the line. Like,
Immediate fast expand.
yeah, immediate.
We talked about this third, by the way. This is like the most insane thing I've ever seen.
the 2 mineral patch blocking the third?
Yeah, I've seen that, but then they've got the double mineral wall. And
Oh,
then like
gosh.
a 3 deep debris wall.
That is interesting. They really don't want you to be able to get into that third base location, which is kind of nice, I guess. That makes for makes it easier to play into those longer games, I suppose. Yeah. If that was not the case, well, because that's the case, I wonder if he goes that same tank strat and just sets up, you know, right outside his natural like last time. That's an easy third that he can take, and maybe that would have made the game a little bit different. Does look like Zerg is intending to take that third base of his own fairly quickly here. Fairly normal start, however, from both players, I think. 2 barracks opening, double refineries pretty quick. Got that engineering bay. It looks like we're going for a similar kind of idea with the bio upgrades really fast. Oh, I wonder if we're going to have the same standoff as we did last time. Does look like the Overlord is just going to spot that there's no command center just yet, and he's going to park himself up on this pillar, and he is going to be safe from these 4 Marines that are... Oh, maybe not so much, though. That sensor tower is going to be able to spot that this Overlord is here, and probably spot this secondary one as well, depending on how big this sensor range is. Third base is going down in that nice pocket location for our Zerg player. We do see about 12 Zerglings out on the map already. Command center does go down.
In my head with the sneaky Overlord is Nidus rush into this.
Oh
into
my
this opening
gosh.
vein.
Oh man. It would be
Probably
the
not.
perfect place for it. That would be so mean. They like... He just learns about Nidus. Yeah, yeah. It would be like literally. It would be quite the play to make.
Oh.
Didn't quite make it. The sensor tower gave him away, man. It was brutal. I will say, I've played against Carson on this map before. He did a little bit more of an aggressive Zergling rush, but I'm getting flashbacks to because I was playing Terran. I was just getting my command center up, and all of a sudden 50 Zerglings just came in and just ruined my day because I hadn't quite got the tank out, which is very similar position to where we're in right now. The factory is still just barely being set down, and this is a lot of Zerglings. If they just jumped up on this army, it might be kind of tough. Luckily, there is the sensor tower to kind of give a little bit of notice, but I don't even know, you know, what you could do. That's true. Yeah. That is true. He is going to get pushed away. For now, he seems to be safe. What is Zerg's tech looking like? He's got
a Baneling nest.
Got a handful of queens here. He does have the Baneling nest with the speed coming out already. Baneling bust against tankless Bioforce does feel like a pretty decent. There's a good amount of Marauders in here, but oh, and they do already have the concussive shell, so that's not a bad defensive setup for Terran right here already.
Stim as well.
Yeah, these bio upgrades are doing well. +1 already almost complete. I just love the random pipe array that's like just below the bio army right now. It reminds me like every oil setup for Factorio that I've ever made.
Oh man.
Just kind of random pipes going everywhere and good times. That's a great game.
Not to sidetrack too much, but
yeah.
How it's a little low.
Yeah.
There was at some point Factorio mod that did replace the Biter graphics with Zerg.
Oh, that's a good one.
I feel like I tried to find it and couldn't, but maybe there's like a revival or something.
That would be awesome. I would love that.
Yeah, I think it was like a defunct like enemy factions mod that
yeah.
Like, doesn't work anymore, but it had like multiple types of enemies and it just like ripped StarCraft 1 graphics.
I love it.
We've got a lot of more Zerglings now.
A lot more Zerglings, a lot of Banelings morphing in.
Ooh, and those, the bio has left the safety of the ramp.
They have, it's true. They're still slightly within siege tank range, especially if they kite well enough, but we will see if that happens. More Banelings even. Zerg taking bases 4 and 5. They're popping out just right now. And the creep has already begun to spread. Additional Zerglings up at the top of the map. But all eyes are on these Baneling forces. Additional Zerglings streaming across the map. Bioforce has pulled back to the safety of this ramp. Tank's in a great position, I think. Ghost Academy going down. Interesting. I like it. I don't know what the plan is, but
the debris up here.
Oh, good call. That's interesting. The debris all takes damage equally.
I did not know that.
Very good to know. Yeah. I guess that makes sense. That would suck to try and get Zerglings through. Like 5 layers of debris.
Once Zerg sees this bio ball out of the tank protection.
I think they just had the same thought. Oh. Yeah, this bio ball is... He's now stepped on creep. Zerg sees it immediately. Oh, look at this sandwich that's about to happen. This is going to be...
Uh-oh.
Oh, that's smart. Sending the
Like,
top
where's all the
Zerglings.
Zerg?
Yeah. Here they are.
Uh-oh.
Marauder's doing a great tank against a lot of those Banelings, but man, Zergling's taking out the third, but meanwhile the Bio Ball is no more. I guess
the tank's on the offensive. Not sure about this.
Oh
one.
no! Oh no! He moved out just to
Tanks are
clear out
not
some of
very
those.
good against Zerglings
No,
in either form.
they are not.
Once the melee
Unfortunately.
is closed.
The 3 survivors from the original Bio Ball heading out to take some revenge for those 3 tank kills are going to get picked up. Picked off.
Oh, the Baneling's moving in without the Zerglings.
All getting taken out before a single splash of damage. And once again, I think Terran has found his level set. He has successfully defended this ramp and is once again struggling to take out or to establish a third base. I wonder if the minerals in his pocket third are kind of dissuading him, or if he just likes this one. Maybe just more comfortable. It does feel like this is the place that you want to defend. So it kind of does make sense to just keep your army where your important stuff is. So I don't actually mind
Zerg
it.
is sending drones to mine.
Oh, no way. He's gonna do it. Yep, with 4 drones. Yep.
He probably assumes that.
Yeah, he might think that there's a base there. But yeah, regardless, once he does get in here with all of these Zerglings, it is going to be basically the same thing that we saw last time. These tanks are, I guess they can kind of defend, but I wouldn't want to unsiege these and move them out, because we're just going to see the same thing that we just saw.
The mineral wall is down.
The mineral wall is down. The Banelings are morphing. That is plenty enough to kill every SCV at this second base. Liberators are now in position defending this third base, which is... The Liberator is not super great against Zerglings in high numbers, but if Ultralisks come, that would be a good defense against those. I guess he's thinking long term. But yeah, here's the money shot. Oh, he's not going for the SCVs though. He's just straight into the tank line.
Well, they managed to blow up the command center with the tank splash and the Baneling splash.
Did not see that one coming. Very cool. Very effective. These Zerglings are just...
Rip. It is a natural expansion with 2 ramps.
It is.
Not very common.
Yeah. Meanwhile, though, Baneling's about to get some
there it goes.
great shots against the... Does look like Zerg's going to get taken out.
Do you think we'll see a pivot in the military strategy from Zerg here, the unit makeup?
It depends on how much of a meme Carson wants to be right now. Because
I want to see Ultras. I never see Ultras.
I want to see Ultras too. I think they'd be great.
I mean, they're just not very good, but I want to see them. They've been buffed like 50 times. Get him in there.
Oh, yeah, he's got Ultras.
Ultra Cavern, yep.
Let's go!
Yep. Here we go.
8!
Oh,
8 are
now
being
we're
constructed
talking.
right now.
Dang. I will say, despite the fact that Zerg has 5 bases, supply counts surprisingly even. And Ultras are good, but it's true.
Siege tanks are really good, but 8 Ultralists might overpower.
Yeah, well, we're finally gonna see. Does look like he's waiting to. Yeah, he's moving out. Interesting. I really like this. This is a game.
Max armored Ultras, though, they take no damage from the Marines.
Interesting. Yep.
Chitinous plating is about
Chitinous
to come
plating. Yeah, Ultras and Banelings. And then just as many Zerglings as as is possible to make off of 5 bases.
Ling Ultra is a build, right?
Absolutely.
Like that
yeah. Because all of your upgrades are the same, and I think they move pretty similar when you get the Ultra like speed upgrade. Yeah. They're pretty dang fast. Yeah, this is he's got to siege his tanks before he engages. But yeah, that's just so much.
Oh.
Ultras can't even get on top. There's too many Zerglings surrounding.
Those Helldivers never stood a chance.
Never. Liberators.
Oh.
They're there.
They're hanging out.
All right, here we get to see.
Yeah.
Ultras, not too bad. You know? Ooh, Banshees are a cool call. Kind of place a time limit on those, but...
Kind of back scratchers for these Ultras.
Yeah.
Current upgrades, but...
That's true. Liberators targeting individual Zerglings, unfortunately. SCVs have been called.
The
I
boys,
think it's just
they don't
too
stand a
much.
chance.
Once you have Ultras on top of the infrastructure, we do see a command center floating away, but that's all she wrote. And we will welcome Ben back into the... Welcome back.
Yeah, no match against Carson playing Zerg.
You were doing pretty good. Did you max out your army at the end? 200 supply?
No, I was.
I didn't.
You
I
did
didn't
pretty good
either.
at keeping me pretty low.
I will say
Yeah.
there was a point, Seth, that last point where you were moving out with your bio ball. You guys were at equal supply.
Yeah, and before that, when I tried to push on your siege tanks by sneaking through the back way and tried to push on your siege tanks, you brought my army supply down to like probably close to 0. Like I had no army after that fight. I quickly made an army again, but if I can see it right at the... I'm looking at the graph for army value, it drops down like almost to nothing.
Oh, I didn't even look at the graphic. Forgot to check that.
Yeah, that's those siege lines are hard to break. Yeah, that map is weird because there's on the other side there's a line of minerals that prevents you from using the other ramp, and like destructible terrain that prevents you. So I
I
destroyed
didn't
the
even notice
terrain,
that.
and then I sent drones over to mine out the little spots, and that's how I snuck in.
Yeah, that was a sneaky play. That was fun.
It did not pan out like I hoped. I hoped I'd be able to sneak in the back and get the siege tanks, but it did not.
That was funny. I also loved that you sent the Banelings in first, right? And the siege tanks like
Just
obliterated them. But they were all so close to the command center that it took out the command center just by the Banelings
did?
dying. It did.
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
I was thinking of just sending it for the SEVs, and I probably should have, but I was like, if I could get rid of at least a couple of these siege tanks, then the rest of my army can push in, and that'd be game.
Yeah. Not a
But
bad thought.
those siege tanks, man, siege tanks are awesome.
Yeah. Well, cool. All right, let's see. I think if Jenny and Brooklyn are going to play another day, I think we can just call it there for the tournament as far as that goes. If you guys just want to hop on and play some just like for fun games now, I think that would be awesome.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
But I just wanted to say thank you all for showing up. I'm having a blast. I think we've got some really cool games, and I'm going to spend some time tomorrow to cut these all up and post them to YouTube if that's all right with everybody, and have them for posterity.
Sounds good.
And that way, those who couldn't make it tonight can still catch up and see what they're up against for the next rounds. But yeah, thanks everybody.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah,
that was fun.
And to all of those who did not make it to the next round, I think I owe you all $10. So be checking your Venmo accounts here as the night comes to a close. But yeah, I just want to thank everybody for playing. And if anybody's on StarCraft, I will add you to the party, and we can just keep hanging out.
Sweet.
Cool.
What, Jenny? Okay, Jenny's getting on. She wants to hang out with us.
Cool. Sounds great.
We're gonna have to do a giant 8-player free-for-all?
Heck yeah, we will.
Alright, I guess we'll have, when Jenny gets on, we'll have 6 players.
Carson, that custom game we were playing can have 6 players.
Oh, it can?
Ooh.
Yeah, but
I'm just
different.
I'm just gonna spectate for a bit. I gotta make a phone call, but I'll let you know when I can hop back in a game.
Cool. Sounds good.
Oh, Jenny, maybe we should sit out for a round 2 so we can go get the ice cream. Yeah, Jenny and I are also gonna sit out for